Oops. Let's go back a bit. Yo, guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've not done it already, subscribe to the Gavin's Boxing YouTube channel, like this video, do all of those amazing stuff. We are back for another Watchalong, early hours of the morning. Watchalong. This is for the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight, as well as a Lomachenko fight as well. And I'm excited for what this evening is or early hours of Sunday morning. It's 3 a.m. in early, Sunday morning in the UK. I don't think so much people actually do watch Watchalong in the UK at this time, probably for obvious reasons, but that remains to be seen. Let me just check something. Let me just try something. Bear with me, actually. Yeah, everything's all good. Big up every person tuning in. Hold on, let me just check something. I just noticed something. Guys, I think I unlocked a new feature. Fam, this feature, yeah, the background music, bruv, it's helping me out a hell of a lot, man. It's helping me out a hell of a lot, man. Anyway, back to the matter I had. It meant that I can include some, I will describe sound effects. So for the fight, exactly, easy sound effects. We get that in play. Of course, a couple of taps. Nice and easy.
Big man thing, yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Bruv. Do you understand? A couple of more. But you get the gist.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Okay, but yeah, ultimately, you get the gist. We're going to be good. Do you know what? I had this on the separate app, right? But what the issue was is that whilst I had the sound effects on my other app, my stream will crash, as well as that when I had a couple of, I think it was Sky Sports on one side on whilst we were watching along, it also crashed at the same time. So I thought, you know what, we can't get rid of Sky Sports, but we'll get rid of that. We put that towards the background and we go without the sound effects because we need to watch the fight. Which is a good fight. Was having the right now between Ramirez against Romero on Top Rank Show. We've got the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva card as well. So we're fully locked, fully loaded, here to go. Drop a bomb. That's a KG thing. That's a KG thing. We need something different. We need something different. But do you know what? We've got a couple of things in mind. Manj, we got a couple of things in mind. If only you knew. If only you knew. Like if someone comes on the show, says a bunch of realness, which I completely agree with. They took the realness, maybe do a show weekly, bring back the fighting talk show. That could be tasty. If someone talks the realness.
Engineer boy. Circling.
They gotta reload what they're saying, fam. A lot of things in the pipeline. A lot of things in the pipeline. Or in planning process that we're looking to do on the channel to grow the channel further and yeah, that's what's going to happen. Particularly towards but a lot of it actually kind of revolves around actual boxing. We need actual boxing to take place. Like if boxing doesn't take place, it's a bit like, bro. It's a bit like there's only so much you can do. There's only so much fantasy talk you can talk about, fam. How are we talking about fantasy talking? Active fighters, make that make sense. Are both main events on at the same time? Ironically, I think it could be. I looked at the start time for the pair of them, and I think both of them happen to be at around 2 o'clock. Sorry, around 4 a.m. UK time. I'm not sure where everybody else's time, but 4 a.m. UK time is the standard process. On Jake Paul's card, you've got a bunch of, less than known. Was it Showtime fighters? Showtime fighters on there, and on Top Rank you've got like, it's peak, on the street. But it's a good fight though. What's happening here? Ramirez versus Romero. Let me see if I can get the running order for the pair of them. For that period of time, we are going to just see Jake Paul is in the house. Jake Paul is in the building. Paul Silva, less than an hour to go. $5,000 to anyone in the next hour who likes, retweets, and comments. Okay, fam, let's see. And you know what? Before we get into talking about the fight, there's one little thing that we got to talk about. Jake Paul happened to be early days in his Nickelodeon career, or even before that. It was 14 years ago. There's a picture seen with him with Anderson Silva. Now he's fighting Anderson Silva. Amazing stuff, you heard it the other time with earlier today, I think, with Sky Nicholson and Katie Taylor. Sky Nicholson, first time she watched Katie Taylor, I think she was she's quite young in that stage. I think when she also went to the Olympics, or when she finished the Olympics, Katie Taylor, I think it's an Olympics or an amateur tournament of some kind. Katie Taylor was definitely or was in in the vicinity. She was present, and then when she came out the Olympics, Katie Taylor was there as well. And now she had the opportunity, or earlier this year she had the opportunity to fight on. Wow, what a knockout on the Top Rank card. But yeah, she had an opportunity to box on the Katie Taylor undercard. That's the Ismail Sadas fighter. Okay. Yeah, she fought a Katie Taylor undercard. Absolutely, it's the stuff of dreams. You understand? Sometimes you grow up watching these sportsmen and women, and then you have the opportunity to not only compete with them. Sometimes you have the opportunity to compete against them, and this is a case where today you're gonna have somebody who was a fan of MMA, wrestling background, and he grew up, wrestling. Nickelodeon, done YouTube as well. Of course, Logan was doing a lot more, Vines, and then went on to YouTube, and then they just grew their YouTube career over and over, on and on. And ultimately, I think the sport has been absolutely down to his bare knees recently. But we can talk about the positives, last night. We've got to talk about it. Katie Taylor, what a performance against Carabajal. I think it was an underrated performance. I think a lot of people are saying, it was okay, mid-level. Nah, that was a world-class Katie Taylor performance. In comparison to her last fight the last 3-4 fights, I would say, even though Katie rose to the occasion, she threw more shots, she took more risk, she also took a lot more punishment in the last couple of fights. In this one, it was a very good performance overall, and that's the beauty of the sport. Commiserations to Jordan Gill, who suffered a knockout defeat against Kiko Martinez. I expected Jordan Gill to win, but unfortunately, Kiko Martinez is the younger. Well, yeah, I was about to say Kiko Martinez younger. He looked younger in the ring. He looked younger. He threw it was just Jordan was taking too many unnecessary risks. And when it came to a point where all you had to do is jab, move, and stay outside, regain your health and regain your power bank, he decided to get back into the line of fire and ended up getting burned. Unfortunately, that's you know what? it's the small little choices that you make is where that could be a downfall overall. But we have to talk about the guy, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Hopefully, I've got a graphic of him. I should do, fam. If I don't, it's not gonna be good, bro. But Kiko Martinez, what a performance! I thought his guy was done and out after the Josh Warrington fight. Previous to that, I think he was it. What happened? I think he won it was a mid like a decent fight. He won. No, he Kid Galahad. He beat Kid Galahad in an emphatic KO, and then prior to that, he lost to Zilva Barrett, which I and many others also believe that he won that fight, and Zilva, well, he was robbed effectively. I can't really blame Zilva on that occasion, but he got robbed. Amazing performance from those guys. But what next for Katie Taylor? What next? Didn't know she fought. Big up to her for her win. Absolutely, Katie Taylor with an amazing win against Carabao. I think that's a mandatory defense that I think is no. I don't know what mandatory defense. She's undisputed. So when you are undisputed, you have the care and responsibility of effectively maintaining those belts. And for me, I think, wow, where do we begin? Katie Taylor, I think Katie Taylor for me can do it, can leave the sport knowing that she's an inspiration to many young females, not only in sport boxing but in Ireland in general. You know, well, like for me, I think Katie Taylor. But let me just put something up here. I think Katie Taylor, is she the best female boxer of all time? She's definitely up there. I think she's top. She's up there. She's definitely up there. Her accolades, the multiple undisputed weight world champion. And you know what it's going to show? It's going to show like in about a couple of more years' time. I think these women are going to get their flowers in 2-3 years' time. What on earth? What? Why is it a costume? Is that bananas in pajamas costume? What the flip is that? I don't know what that is. But yeah, Katie Taylor, emphatic performance. But who should she fight next? Many people are arguing Amanda Serrano in Ireland. That's a good shot. Amanda Serrano, of course, fought her earlier this year. Many people thought that she won. Many people thought it could be a draw or Katie Taylor win. That's a good shout. Holly Holm is another contender to it. Very good contender. UFC fighter. He has got some experience in boxing. To what extent it's still unknown. And also, Joel, with women's boxing, even if you have experience, you will need a lot of years of experience to compete on the same level as Katie Taylor. So ultimately, I think that Katie Taylor could do whatever she wants. I heard Eddie say that irrespective of who her opponent is, she will be fighting at the Crook Stadium, which is in Ireland, holds 80,000 seat a stadium. If she does that, good on her. Good on her. That place will be rocking. Apparently, Jake Paul offered her £2 million for that fight to get in the ring with Serrano for the rematch, but 2 million. Let's think to ourselves: 2 million, and Lomachenko could be about to get into the ring. I don't know if it's Lomachenko or another Ukrainian top rank fighter, but they're singing the Ukrainian national anthem on Top Rank. But yeah, back to the thing. Katie Taylor, I want her, she does box at the Crook Stadium in Ireland, 88,000 seater, £2 million offer from Jake Paul isn't really cutting the mustard, fam. Like, you take the piss here. I see, man, selling out the O2, demanding far more than £2 million. So that's $2 million as well, not even pounds. That's like 1 point. Well, the exchange rates is a bit effed up now. Thanks to bloody Liz Truss and her mates. Was it $2 million in pounds? Thank you. 1.7 million. Yeah, bruv, you're taking a piss. You're taking a piss. You are taking a piss, bruv. 1.7 M's. That is taking a piss for 80k seater stadium in our home country. Nah, you're taking a piss. We all know it's going to be sold out. So come on, man. Like, do me a favor. That's probably going to be one of the most sold out, loudest stadium. I'd like to say in Europe. I would, yeah, probably Europe. And then it's probably between even. Do you know what? I think it'll probably be louder than an AJ fight. You know, 100%. You know what? It's going to be louder than an AJ fight. It's flipping Irish guys, man. Come on, man. However, guys in the ring. Bloody hell. However, guys in the ring. Big up. Whoa. Big up everybody in chat as well. Like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. USA national anthem. Yeah, I think it's got to be the Ortiz versus the main man, the Matrix, Vasily Lomachenko. What a fighter! What a fighter! The absolute Matrix. Hopefully, he's coming out now. And I do hope that he. Do you know what? As well, on Loma, and this was off topic. Hold on. Let me just go. Let me just get something up. Hold on. Let me just check something out. Whilst we're here. Let me just check something. Lomachenko, who's it? He did fight. Yeah, last fight was against Richard Kobe. I remember that last year. Oh yeah, that was the one where he was like, literally going to the corner, say like telling him pull him out of the fight. I remember that. Last year he was the compassionate, Lomachenko. He barely. You know what? Oh my god, what a knockout! What a knockout on the Jake Paul card. The referee called it off. It's all over. Good uppercut. We've got Vasily Lomachenko versus Javid Ortiz. Wow, it's all coming thick and fast. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Apologies. Yo. Fam, it is. Wow, okay. YouTube. Wow, okay. We've got a knockout in the YouTube boxing event, but crossing over to the Vasily Lomachenko fight. We've got Vasily Lomachenko in the ring, about to do his ring walk against his opponent, Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz is currently, based on BoxRec, is number 11 in the world of the lightweight division. 16 wins, 8 by KO. His last fight was against Jamal Herring. And beat Jamal Herring. I think after that, Jamal Herring would announce his retirement. He's fought regularly as well, which is the good thing as well. He's fought in May, he fought in February, and then prior to that, he fought like a year, or he took like a year layoff. Again, getting a draw against Adobo, but ultimately he's had 2 fights this year. This will be his 3rd fight, which is something to be commended about. Because some man have not fought once yet. Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, no, who else? There's a bag of men that haven't fought this year. Who else? Who else? I know Errol Spence. Was it Charlo? There's like a long list of people that haven't fought this year. But Errol Spence and Terence Crawford happen to be one of them. Quote unquote the pound for pound top what's it called? Top 10 fighters. I've not even fought once this year. Poor man. Poor. Anthony Yard as well. Hasn't fought this year. Well, but a lot of these guys got fights scheduled in November, December, but still not so great. Activity is activity. It puts you in great condition. Jamal Herring is a decent level fighter, but by the time he fought Jamal is gone, man. He was completely out of here, and he retired shortly afterwards. So it is what it is. Can I watch the fight here for free? You can, but what would happen within 3 seconds? The stream will get cut off, and my YouTube account will be lock off. Okay, or I'll get like a copyright strike. But that's we're not gonna do that. I think we've got really like close to 300 vids, something like how many whatever live videos. Nah, sorry man, can't do it because calm John Jones. I'm just thinking about Liverpool getting battered. Sorry, Skyline. Yo, you see, big up. Skyline, my first YouTube fight. You know what? I'm glad I converted a non-believer, fam. Yeah, YouTube boxing. It's not the best, but like it's decent. It's decent. It's decent. Like it keeps you going. Like as well, if you know the fighters, if you know the people, and you know that, and you know their stories as well, you kind of buy into it. Like for example, we're watching KSI for what donkey years, and imagine him getting into the ring and defeat. Bro, what is going on here? Ortiz is getting into the ring. Jermaine Ortiz getting into the ring on the Lomachenko card. But yeah, it's decent. The level of fighter, the level of quality of a boxer, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It's not as bad as what people say it is. However, the competitiveness and the matchups are spectacular. These guys put themselves in the ring with people who are close or if not around the same level as them. And so you don't see a lot of one-sided affairs, the boring, non-competitive one-sided affairs. It's decent. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. Man got knocked out like Barcelona in the Champions League, bruv. Bruv, I swear, Barca, yeah, this was glorious. Them Lomachenko coming into the ring with a camouflage. Yeah, with a camo. It's a camouflage. Yeah, with a camouflage robe, symbolizing the fact that he was in Ukraine on the front line in the trenches, defending his country against the invasion of Vladimir Putin. But yeah, Barcelona, the way they were being knocked out, that was glorious, absolute glorious. I enjoyed it. I was happy with it. Every link that we were linked to in some of, as a Chelsea fan, we were linked to Rafinha, Lewandowski, Fofana, not Fofana, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Dembele, Christensen left and didn't turn up to training because he was ready to go to them. Alonso was dropped. It just didn't care anymore because he was going to them. It was Aspi. They came in for who else? A bag of people, man. A bag of people. A Kunde, bruv. lo and behold, they played Kunde and Alonso in centre backs and got smacked 3-0 against Bayern Munich. Yeah, and now they're in there. Yeah, karma is a mother beat. Yeah, karma is karma is not your friend, fam. Yeah, karma is not your friend. You understand? And I'm happy. I'm happy. Like, bruv, glorious, absolute glorious that they got piped. Yeah, in my opinion, it has been a poor year for boxing. Big up Abdurrahman. UK boxing, yeah. It's what I've got to assess it towards the back end of the year, but so far, well, I mean, no big fights are going to be announced, so it's one of them ones. But looking back at it, let me just see the big fights this year. Let me just go back. Let's go back a bit. What were the big fights this year? Okay, let's go down. Okay. Let me just look at this date. When was this? Hold on, let me go. View full schedule. Close. I know we should be. Just give us a couple of minutes. It's tough to say. I would need to give me one moment. Big boxing fight of 2022. Because I'm going to definitely miss some that were good. Okay. I think we got it. I could be mistaken. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. It just says October, bruv. Okay, we've had Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua. We had Canelo Alvarez versus Golovkin, Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. We've had Chris Eubank Jr. versus Williams, Wilder Helenius, Canelo Bivol, David Haney Cambosis. It's been decent. Not great, but it's been meh. We haven't got the great, but it's been okay. Like we got few. Nah, that was not this year. That was last year. But we're now underway. You know what? We'll touch up on this shortly after. We'll review the year actually whilst we're here. But right now we are here for the Vasily Lomachenko versus Ortiz fight. 2 minutes and 25 seconds, left on the clock in this fight in particular. Ortiz pops the jab out. Lomachenko is just analyzing the data, downloading the information in his southpaw stance. Has a box for best part of 1 year. Wow, he's getting touched up by Ortiz. Ortiz is advancing forward, but very wary that Lomachenko could dazzle him with his footwork and his movement. He's jumping out the way every time Lomachenko approaches, but Lomachenko, I miss this guy, man. Because when he gets there, when he starts cooking, he starts really cooking, real cooking. Is what's about to take place. W.A.D.E Ortiz 16 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw. 26 years of age. Coming up against the mighty, great Vasily Lomachenko, 34 years of age, Ukrainian lightweight, who recently came back from fighting in Ukraine. And this guy, the last guy who came back from Ukraine and was on I wanted to prove a point, was Alexander Usyk. And you saw what happened there. Career best ever performance in all of his 18 fights, in all of his amateur career. That potentially be up there with probably his best ever career performance. And so these guys coming back into the ring with proper. This is worse than flipping the Conor Ben Cloverfield, fam. This motivation is worse than Cloverfield, fam. This motivation will take you to the depths of pain, fam, and have you swimming in that. Like, it will make you do the madness. But Vasily Lomachenko is getting touched up in this point. He's getting left hooked by Ortiz. I think Ortiz definitely won the first round. He's just throwing more punches, landing more. Jake Paul is in the change room. Jake Paul is in the change room. Oh, Fury versus Wilder. Was it? Oh, okay. Big up, Sir Alex. Big up, Sir Alex. We got. In the meantime, I'm going to see if I can find a list of all of the boxing. I got it. Hold on. I got it, guys. I got it. We'll talk about it. Give me 1 minute. I've got a list. Thanks to TalkSport. Big up TalkSport. But Lomachenko is now in for the round number 2. In the meantime, we've got Anderson Silva about to do his ring walk on the other card, the Fight Club card on Fight TV. Jab by Lomachenko, right hand by Lomachenko. The Matrix is about to start doing his madness. Bruv, Loma. Loma, man. This guy, multi-talented, man. This guy could juggle. This guy could play tennis. He could play football. This guy has got skills to pay the bills in almost every sport that he entertains. The skill, the quality, bruv. Oh my goodness. If you not see what I'm seeing, this is haram, bruv. This is haram, man. Double jab right hand by Ortiz. Left hook by Ortiz. Jab by Ortiz. Double jab by Ortiz. Left hook. Right hand by Ortiz. Ortiz is doing he's trying the Teofimo Lopez approach, but yeah, you can't do the Teofimo approach. Oh, double jab right hand. Loma is on a mad one. Lomachenko has got a busted eye, a little swelling underneath the eye, but nothing too big. I think it's just a minor bruise, but the Matrix still continued. Slip. Is his nickname actually the Matrix, fam? I don't even think it's a Matrix, but we just keep calling him that. Alias is Loma. Nah, man, we're gonna call him the Matrix. Jab right hand. Fight TV has officially cut out. What's going on here? Good right hand by Jermaine Ortiz. Double jab left hook. Oh, good uppercut. Good uppercut. Wow. Wow, we. Fate. This guy's done his homework. This Jermaine Ortiz done his homework. Every trick in the book that's worked ever with Lomachenko, he's trying. Lomachenko has got some markings on his eye. Jake Paul about to fight Logan wrestling next Saturday. Crazy world. Absolutely. No, the Logan wrestling part is not actually crazy because Logan and Jake are actual wrestlers. I think they're junior or area champions in wrestling. Like they've been wrestling since they were kids. So I don't think it's an uncommon thing, but it's WWE in it, so it's like scripted. Man. But you know what? Jake Paul has provided a benefit to the sport. Double jab right hand by Jermaine. Jab by Jermaine Ortiz. Double jab by Jermaine Ortiz. We're just going to call him Jermaine for the foreseeable future. Jab by right hand by Jermaine misses. Jab misses. Lomachenko cut. Lomachenko realized this is a cat and mouse fight. This guy is about to jab, move. Amazing tactic against a guy who's smaller. But it's like all over the place. Slip. Every punch is missing. But that's the beauty of Lomachenko. Trust me, every time Lomachenko cuts the ring or moves his foot, Ortiz is ready to go. But this is actually a very good display from Ortiz. First 3 rounds, I am impressed. I'm very, very, very impressed. I think this might be one of the very few times I've seen him. I think I watched the highlights against Jamal Herring. This is my first time really getting a look at him live. You've got Jake Paul walking. Is he walking to the ring or is just like highlights of his last fight? This is highlights from his last fight. Bruv, this deceptive humans saying they are both impressive. I'm giving them credit. I'm saying they're both impressive. I'll give them credit 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Marge. These two individuals. Wow, good left hook by a combination punch by Ortiz. Jermaine. Lomachenko not being phased at all by the punches, but Loma needs to step on the gas, otherwise he's gonna let some valuable rounds go. That's what happened with Teofimo Lopez. He lost a couple of rounds early doors, but what happened was that he came alive and good right hand by Lomachenko. Lomachenko left by Loma. Come on, let's go. Jab, double jab, slip, double jab. Do you know what? Congrats to the refs as well. You know, I come to think of it, like a lot of the refs that I've seen over the last couple of weeks have all been good. They've been very effective with the way they manage in the fight. They don't let the two fighters, let them clinch for dear life, but they also don't let the fighters they don't stop the fight too early. A lot of the new refs are pretty good, so you got to give them credit for that. And And I'm very impressed with what's been going on recently. Because sometimes you look at refs, almost every fight card you watch, and it's like, no, that's a premature stoppage. But recently, it's been quite good. Both UK and US. Judging, I don't know, 50-50, but yeah, back on the shows. January there was no UK shows, so it's just US shows. Due to I think it was pandemic or like a lockdown, there was something happening in January. I think it was COVID. Started to do with COVID, where they couldn't get the St. John ambulances. And it meant that the UK promoters couldn't actually stage a UK fight. So all of it got moved to February or March. But we're back into the boxing in the Lomachenko fight. We'll talk about this shortly afterwards. Basically, Lomachenko is slip, double jab. Jab to the body. Ortiz is doing well. Like, he's just approaching Vasily, throwing as much punches. Do you know what? Everything about what he's doing is textbook correct on the game plan, on the button. He's doing. You can tell this guy is doing what he's been training weeks and weeks and weeks to do. He done his homework. Alexander Usyk watching through the ropes for Ukrainian compadre in the hope and pursuit that he gets the victory after a tough year that they both experienced. Jabbed by Ortiz. Drop, jab by Ortiz. Drop, uppercut by Ortiz. Uppercut, left hook, uppercut again by Ortiz. Doing really well. Very impressive him. A minute and a half on the clock. Right hand. Loma can lose this, you know. Right hand by Lomachenko. Slip by Lomachenko. Roll by bruv. This guy is just quality, fam. But I would argue he's losing this fight so far, so he needs to step it on and really needs to improve, especially within the next round, because good approach by Lomachenko. I think he could nick this round. He could nick this round, which means that he may have lost the first three, but if he wins this one and he wins the next however many more, it's a good return to the ring. Good uppercut by Lomachenko, by W.A.D.E Ortiz. W.A.D.E Ortiz is doing. I'm very impressed with this kid. Left hook by W.A.D.E Ortiz. Right hand, left hook, jab. Oh, good uppercut by Vasily Lomachenko. Left hook, right hand by Vasily Lomachenko. W.A.D.E is going for it. Hell for leather. Wow. I am impressed by W.A.D.E Ortiz. I am very impressed. Wow. Let's see what the streets are saying. Ortiz could win this. A guy said. The youngest Ortiz came to fight. The ref is trash. The ref's not trash. Come on, Bev. What the flip? Everyone's got something to complain about, man. Come on, man. Didn't expect this. Ortiz stole that round with the Fury at the end. I have it 3-1 Ortiz. Yeah, Ortiz is winning this. and I'm half asleep, but I'm not tired enough to know that Ortiz is, or like Loma is losing this fight. Left hook, right hand, jab by Ortiz is on the bike. Ortiz is on the bike. Left hook, right jab by Vasily. Wow. We're talking about right jab 1-2 by Lomachenko. Left hook, right hand by Lomachenko. Lomachenko's increased the temperature. The Matrix has downloaded the data. It's time to act upon it. Jim, left hook, right hand. Ortiz is flustered. He don't know what what beast he's awakened, fam. Jab to the body by Ortiz. Left hook, right hand by Vasily. On the glove. On the glove by Ortiz, but so far Vasily is definitely winning this round. Jab. Apologies, guys. Jab to the body by Ortiz. Looking over to the Showtime card, I don't know what's happening. There's a big break in between. I think they're waiting for this card to end. I'm not too sure. But regardless of that, you've got Vasily Lomachenko dancing around, pivoting on the front foot. Andre Berto is in the changing room of Jake Paul, along with former world champion as well, Andre Berto. Fought the likes of Floyd, Money Mayweather, and many more of the top welterweights in that division. Also, Jake Logan Paul is there, his brother. The problem child is looking ready. But we're back over to the Vasily Lomachenko fight where he looks hungry, he looks ready, he looks like he's everything that Ortiz is doing is catching Vasily's glove. Nothing too special. Nothing too special. Left hook by Vasily. And you know what? Ortiz threw like 4-5 shots here, but none of them landed. And Loma just done that left hook. And that left hook done more damage than the rest of them. I have it. I have Ortiz. Well, Ortiz definitely is winning this fight, but Loma's won that last round. First 3 rounds is definitely two. Amongst the first 3 rounds, maybe you can give 1 to Loma. So now it's about what, 4-2? No. 2 for Loma, 3 for Ortiz, including this one. Lomachenko, I need you for all the stuff that you're getting, that they've been through. I need you to get it out the bag, because right now,
Big man thing, yeah? It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Bruv, let's go back into it. We've got Lomachenko into the ring with Ortiz, round number 6 of 12. Oh, right hook to the body. Left hook upstairs. 1-2, 1-2 by Loma. Duck. Goose. Double jab, right hand. Sorry, there's no goose in it, but he did like duck at, repeatedly. 1-2 by Lomachenko. Jermaine, I don't know if you can hack it, man. Sometimes it's the levels to this. Jab by Ortiz. Jermaine is throwing punches, but it's not. All of them are not landing. Well, most of them are not landing. So, like, and And what I mean by not lining up is hitting the glove. Nothing special. What's happening here? But you know what the concern is? Is that one of these shots that hit the glove, or a couple of these shots that hit the glove, the judges will see it as you've hit Lomachenko, but meanwhile not realizing that it hit the glove clean. One, two, 1, 2. Jab. Apologies, guys. I am knackered. Well, it doesn't matter because Lomachenko is powering through it. Ooh! Lomachenko got caught with a good right hand. 1, 2, 1, 2 by Lomachenko. This round specifically is quite close. Over to the Jake Paul card. They just showed his face at the Silva. I don't know what's happening over there. By the looks of it, it looks like this fight will end and that fight will begin. But it's the perfect double jab right hand. Double jab by Loma. Good counter punch by Ortiz. Ortiz can do it, you know. Ortiz just has to plow through. He could actually do it, you know. And 1, 2, 1, 2. But again, I think this is another round to Vasily. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like all of those. Wow, okay. The last 2 shots landed, but not good enough. Lomachenko run. That's 3-3. 3 apiece. Big up to everybody in the chat, guys. By the way, guys, we are about 11 subscribers off 600. If we can smash that subscribe button, that would be extremely helpful. And then we can push for the big 1-0-0. Let's go, guys. Let's go. What's the name? Jermaine's, one of his eyes is swelling up. But we're back underway into round number 7. I have it 3 apiece, maybe 4-2 Ortiz. Double jab. Slip. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. All are catching the gloves. They're all catching the gloves. Double jab, right hand. By Loma. Double jab, right uppercut by Loma. Ortiz is having a fight of his life. 1, 2, 1, 2. Double jab, right hand. Left hook by the city. 1, 2, 1, 2 by Ortiz. 1, 2, 1, 2 by Ortiz. Double jab by Loma. Right hand by Loma. 1, 2, 1, 2 by Lomachenko. 1, 2 by Loma. Good double jab by Jermaine. Good combination by Jermaine. Jermaine is letting his hands go. Lomachenko is having a bit of a stroller on. Jab, slip, jab. What a slip. Feint. First minute was Lomachenko. Second round for Jermaine, but second minute, sorry, but this one. Double jab, but catching the glove. I know what I'm hearing, like on the commentary, and everyone's in the commentary saying, "Oh, like good round by Ortiz," but this is the Lomachenko round. They're not catching. All of it's hitting the gloves. Fade. Good jab by Ortiz. That landed. See, I'm noticing it. Slip. They're talking about flat out won it. He didn't flat out win that. No, I don't think he flat out win that one. Personally, I think Loma won it because I think there was a big chunk of the round right in the middle that I think Loma just done enough to win it. That I don't think that if you combine all of the work that Jermaine done that round, it would be anywhere near the level of what Lomachenko done. And for that reason and that reason alone, I'm of the belief that Lomachenko won that round, but we still got a long way to go. If anything, it's probably a draw at this point. Well, big up, guys. We're very close to 600 subs. If you guys can smash that subscribe button, I'll be everly so grateful. If we could do it this weekend, that would be like, wow. Like that's sick. All right, let's go back into the game. Into the fight. Lomachenko, right hand, left hook. 1-2 by Vasily Lomachenko. That's a bit of a cheap shot. Referee, bruv, get in the middle, man. Let's go. Good work. Jab. Right uppercut by Ortiz. Left hook, right hand by Ortiz. Ortiz with his hurt, he just clinches. We're into round number 8 of 12. But whilst that's happening, we've got Anderson Silva doing his ring work. And his ring walk to Ain't No Sunshine when she's gone. Shout Eddie Hearn. Double jab, right hand, left hook, 1-2, 1-2 by Ortiz. Right hand by Ortiz. This could be an Ortiz round. By the way he's appearing. Jab by Ortiz. The coaches are telling Ortiz to keep busy. Get to work. 1-2 by Ortiz. But if Ortiz does this upset, I'm going to be absolutely flabbergasted because right now he could be actually winning this fight. Wow. Never in a million years would I have thought that Ortiz, the same Ortiz that beat Jamal Herring, would beat Lomachenko. No way. Bruv. Ain't no way. Right hand by Ortiz to the body. What a punch. 1-2. It's literally championship round at this point. If Loma wins all championship rounds, he may nick it, but he needs to at least win the next round because what is this guy on? What a performance by Ortiz. Ortiz needs to get his head in the game. Jab by Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz has announced himself onto the scene. Well, he did against Jamal Herring, but this is taking it to another level. We've got Jake Paul about to take a big walk. Jake Paul's coming out to pop smoke. Ready, man. Mr. Phone, I don't cry no more. No, walk to the sky, no more. The rest of your me. Lomachenko needs a big round. Alexander Usyk in the ring. Alexander Usyk, not in the ring. Alexander Usyk in the arena. The last time we saw him, actually, when we saw him, it's been a hot minute, man. Matrix ain't matrixing, bruv. Never would have expected that, but we never know. He could win the last 4 rounds, and if he does that, he's won it. He's just about won it by like a round or 2. Oh, Loma trying to counter attack approach. It's a good tactic, though. I can't lie. I'll do something similar if I was him. At that point, what else are you gonna do? Sit, right hook, left hook, right hand, left hook, right hand. Goodbye, Lomachenko. Okay, good round by Loma. 1-2, 1-2. Ortiz needs to go for it because I think if you don't go for it this round, if you go for it this round, good uppercut by Lomachenko. Whoa, good uppercut by Lomachenko. Run 1-2 by Lomachenko. Let's go. This is a Lomachenko, could be a Loma round. Loma. Slip. I know AJ batted him up here, but like AJ was wrong for that, man. If I see AJ, I'm gonna tell him off for that. Oh, good right hand by Ortiz. AJ was wrong for that, man. Loma's a cool guy, bro. Loma's a cool guy. AJ was his head because his head was gone, man. It's understandable. Okay, Ortiz is good southpaw. What the flip's going on here? He's losing this round, so I think he needs to get his head in the game. Go left hook, right. Oh, good uppercut by Ortiz. Good left hook, good right uppercut. This is tough to score, this round could go either way. Good jab by Ortiz, jab by Loma. Jab by Ortiz. This is bad because Jake Paul fight is about to approach us, but you got Loma. Ortiz is still throwing, but Lomachenko, yeah. Do you know what? Jab, 1-2. But this is a Lomachenko round, guys. This is a Lomachenko round. And we're now entering round number 10 or 11, one of them two. But Lomachenko round. Good uppercut. What an uppercut. I noticed that as well. The Matrix could nick it. It'll be a hard fought. It'll be a hard fought win, but family could make it. Big up, Madge. Much love and support as well. Okay, Jermaine Ortiz is Right hand by Lomachenko. Jab by Ortiz. But now it's round number 10 over 12. It's going to be a cross. It's going to be a cross commentary fight. Got Jake Paul's family. Logan Paul. What a punch by Loma. Lomachenko still stepping on the gas. One, two by Lomachenko. Jab by Bad Ortiz. This is close, guys. 1-2 by Lomachenko. Over to the Jake Paul fight is about to begin. As soon as Jake Paul comes up, we'll take this banner off. We'll leave it blank for the time being. But good counter punch by Vasily Lomachenko. Take it off. 3, 2, 1. Round number 1 in the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight. But we'll review the Vasily Lomachenko fight in the meantime. Left hook, right hook to the body by Vasily. Jab by Ortiz. Double jab by Jake Paul. Jab to the body by Jake. Let's go. Lomachenko stalling. Very static attack for both of them. Double jab by Lomachenko. 1-2 by Lomachenko. Jab to the head by Anderson Silva. So far, this is a standoffish approach from Jake Paul. Jake Paul punch to the body. End of the round number 10 in the Vasily Lomachenko fight. Jake Paul jab to the body. Jake Paul is just invested heavy to the body, jabbing upstairs, throwing right hands to the body, and really, really letting his hands go. Left hook upstairs. Right hand by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jake Paul's not throwing a lot of punches. He's just throwing 1 or 2, but he's throwing it with, an extreme amount of menace. We're still in round number 1 of the Jake Paul fight. 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. Jake Paul in the black and white shorts. Anderson Silva in the black and gold, similar to Katie Taylor, who had an emphatic win against Carabajal. We've got less than a minute on the clock in the Jake Paul Anderson Silva fight. Good left hook by Anderson Silva. We've now approached round number 11 of the Lomachenko versus Ortiz fight. A very close encounter. I'm not unsure who exactly is winning that fight, but that remains up for grabs. Left hand by Anderson Silva. Double jab to the body by Jake Paul. 36 on the clock. Jab by Jake Paul. 1-2 by Lomachenko. Jab, double jab by Jake Paul to the head. Jab to the head, jab to the body by Jake Paul. Over to the Lomachenko fight because they were in the clinch. Right hand by Ortiz. This is looking good, guy, from all of the fights. Very, very impressed with this young gentleman Ortiz, and I think that he could be a menace in the division, and I expect him next couple of fights to be in big arenas, big fights, big occasions, maybe the likes of Ryan Garcia, which I think will be a good fight for him. Also, the likes of maybe even right now, maybe George Kambosos would be a good fight for him as well. Visiting Lomachenko with throwing some extremely menacing attacks. Loma, right hand. Loma's winning this round. We're about to approach round number 2 of the Jake Paul fight. Lomachenko still trying to nail Ortiz down, but having some discomfort doing that. But we're now to approach round number 2 of the Jake Paul fight. Double jab, 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 jab to the body, jab to the head by Anderson Silva. Double jab. Let me know who you guys have winning this fight so far. Both fights are very, very compelling. We've got the skill, the amazing skill of Lomachenko versus Ortiz. Oh, good left hook, right hand by Anderson Silva. Left hook by Anderson Silva, right hand by Anderson Silva. Left hook, right uppercut by Anderson Silva. Jab. Jab by Anderson Silva. Right hand by Anderson Silva. Slip by Jake Paul. Right hand by Anderson Silva. Slip, right hook by Anderson Silva. Left jab, right hook. Wow, Anderson Silva with an amazing performance. We're now approaching round number 1, round number 12, of Mr. Lomachenko versus W.A.D.E. Ortiz. I think it's a very close fight. It could go either way. But I think W.A.D.E has been putting up an amazing performance. And I think if he wins this last round, I'm going to give it to him. Right hand by Jake Paul. You've got David Haye watching this fight. What is he thinking? Left hook by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Anderson Silva is going low. Anderson Silva's fucking around with Jake Paul. Taunted him as well, but we're now into the last round. Jab, jab, jab by Anderson Silva. Left hook by Anderson Silva. Right uppercut. Left hook by Anderson Silva. Lomachenko, last round. Right hand by Jake Paul. Jab to the body by Jake Paul. Jab to the body by Jake Paul. Slip. Right slip by Anderson Silva. At the age he is, he's still a formidable opponent. I told you about this, a 50-50 clash. Time. In Anderson Silva fight, we've got 2 minutes remaining of the W.A.D.E. Ortiz versus Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily knows he could be losing this fight and just going for it, but doing it in an effective manner. Double jab, right hand, left hook. Once he gets a chance, he's going to double up on that attempt and make sure that he scores effective punches. Slip. Right hand to the body by Lomachenko. Slip. Slip. 1-2 by Lomachenko. Jab by W.A.D.E. Ortiz. This is looking good, guys. Let me know who you guys have winning in the W.A.D.E. Ortiz versus Lomachenko fight, as well as the local, whether it's Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight. This is a very entertaining fight on the Jake Paul side. I can't lie, but we have to pay attention to the Lomachenko and the wizardry of the Matrix himself. A year out of the ring, a minute left on the clock. This is in the championship rounds against a formidable top 15, top 10 opponent in W.A.D.E. Ortiz. He's coming off a recent win against Jamal Herring, has fought twice already this year. Lomachenko didn't even fight once this year. He fought last time he fought was last year. Maybe inactivity has caused this level of difficulty. Jake Paul, 1-2 by Jake Paul. Double jab, right hand by Anderson Silva. 36 on the clock. 1-2, 1-2 by Lomachenko. Jermaine Ortiz looks completely out of it, but there could be a knockout on the other side as well. We don't want to miss anything. 20 seconds or 15 seconds on the clock in the Ortiz Loma fight. Double jab, right hook to the body by Jermaine Ortiz. Or right hand by Anderson Silva. There's some wrestling going on. That fight has now ended in that fight, but we're now back into the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. Right hook by Anderson Silva. Left hand by Jake Paul. Straight right by Anderson Silva. Left hook uppercut by Anderson Silva. This is a top level fight. Double jab, right hook, double jab. Right hand by Jake Paul, but misses. A minute and a half left on the clock. Did Lomachenko do enough to win? It's very, very, very close. Right hand by Jake Paul. Left hook by Jake Paul. Right hand by Jake Paul. Left hook by Jake Paul. He's going up against Anderson Bloody Silva. Can you imagine? What world are we in? Basically, Lomachenko's fight has ended. He's looking gravely disappointed, but considering the circumstance, it was a very risky move. Many men would have just fought an absolute tomato can, but he decided to go in there and fight a formidable top 15 opponent. Double jab, triple jab, 1-2, 1-2-3 by Anderson Silva. 30 seconds on the clock. Right hand by Jake Paul. Right hand by Jake Paul. Keeps missing. And a part of me believes that once that lands and once that connects, I think it's going to be curtains for the 40 whatever year old Anderson Silva. 1-2, 1-2. 3-4 seconds left on the clock, but that's all she wrote. Vasily Lomachenko. We go to the apparently Loma landed more punches. But do you know what? It's very close. It's very close to the Lomachenko fight. But let me know who you guys have winning that one. It's extremely, extremely close. That was a good fight. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. But we'll go to round number 4 of the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight. We'll be keeping our ear to the streets of the Sky Sports card. Jab. 1-2, 1-2 by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Right hand by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. We got the judges' scorecards. All right, we'll read it out to you guys whilst we're here. In the meantime, Jake Paul is in round number 4 of 8 against Anderson, the Spider Silva. Jab by Anderson Silva. Judge a scorecard decision. 150, 113. 116, 112. Unanimous decision. Lomachenko. Wow. What a win by Lomachenko. It was very, very close. Unanimous decision. That was close. Wallah, that was close. That was close. Right hand to the body by Jake Paul. Left hook by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Right hand to the body. Jab by Jake Paul. Let's see what happens. Let's see what Loma's saying. $13 on the clock of Jake Paul fight, but Loma's happy to come back. Right uppercut, left. Let's go. Lomachenko praising Jermaine Ortiz. Wow, Loma was ready for everything. Southpaw orthodox version of Ortiz. Lomachenko wants 4 belts. But we're now into the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight. Right hand by Jake Paul. They call it W.A.D.E. Right hand, left hook by Jake Paul. Jab, right uppercut, left hook by Anderson Silva. But Lomachenko wants W.A.D.E. I like David, but no, not at 135. 140 or catch weight or do something, but not at that weight anymore. Left hook, right hand. Left hook, right hand by Ortiz. I mean, Jake Paul. Flipping hell, it's a slug press happening in the other fight. Over to the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight. I think Loma just talking about how much he wants to fight W.A.D.E. It's been a good fight. I like that fight. Jab to the head. Jab left hook by Jake Paul. This has been a very difficult performance for Jake Paul. It doesn't look like himself. It looks like he's, I don't know whether he's way over his head or whether he's out of his depth. I don't know. 10 seconds on the clock in the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight. Jab right hand by Jake Paul. Left hook, right hand by Anderson Silva. Jake Paul is gone, bruv. He's knackered. You can tell he's tired. Anderson Silva looks like he's winning this fight. This was maybe a step too far. Anderson Silva is a quality opponent, and I think personally, I think Jake Paul is a bit way over his head, but it is what it is. That's life. That's how things go. Some people are just happy to be more experienced, and sometimes tenacity, enthusiasm might not be enough. We're now into round number 6 of the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight. Remember, last time he fought, in round number 6, he ended up knocking out his opponent, who happened to be Tara Woodley. And he put him face flat on the floor. Right hand by Jake Paul. Jake Paul needs to throw more shots. Left uppercut. Jab by Jake Paul. Jake Paul's probably moving like he thinks he's won this fight. Maybe I've been switching on and off from this fight, so maybe he's actually winning. I could be mistaken. But jab to the head by Anderson Silva. Imagine Jake Paul winning and using the same punch that he tried to justify Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. Jab left hook said by Jake Paul. That's a good shot. Anderson Silva took it like a man. Jake Paul's not throwing punches. So what exactly are you doing? Double jab to the body by Jake Paul. Jake Paul, brother, I'm telling you, Jake Paul started going for it, yeah. I think he could knock out Anderson Silva. But the crowd is booing. Left hook, right hand, left hook by Jake Paul. Jake Paul clinching. Smart move. He's learned the tricks of the trade in the gym. Flew hurry punches, clinch, hold on for dear life. Run down the clock. In the women's fight, we lost a third of one round. The Katie Taylor fight based on clinching. Jab to the body by Jake Paul. Double jab, right hand, left hook by Jake Paul. By Silva, sorry. Right uppercut by Silva. Right uppercut by Silva. 1-2 by the problem child himself. Left hook upstairs to the problem child. Double jab by Jake. Jab to the body by Jake Paul. Jake needs to use the bad boy right hand, and that's it. Khalas. Threw it, but he took it. Silva's going hell for leather. 1-2. Let's go. Jake Paul. Oh, Jake Paul took an uppercut. But there was not enough, seconds left in that round for Anderson to really, get that work here, twist that knife in and increase on that activity. But still a good bit of work from Anderson Silva. big up to all you guys in the chat, in the comments as well. Appreciate it. If you guys can smash that like on the way in, I'll be much appreciated as well. It's been an amazing watch along, both from Katie Taylor and today. And what will top it off will be an amazing knockout from either one of these two opponents. But irrespective of that, I think Jake Paul has done himself proud fighting the likes of Anderson Silva, UFC Hall of Famer, and MMA absolute goat. Right hand left hook by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Commentators are saying it could be anyone's fight at this point. If I had to pick anybody to win is winning, I would say Anderson Silva. The power punch stats come through as well. It reflects that as well. More power punches landed by Anderson Silva, but maybe I didn't really properly score it each round. But the crowd are booing for no action. Right hand by Jake Paul. This is becoming a snooze fest. Jake. Jab by Jake. Double jab by Anderson Silva. This is looking good for Anderson Silva. He could be en route to knocking out, beating Jake Paul. Jake Paul still got some fight left in him. Double jab by Jake. Right hand by Anderson Silva. Let's go. Let's go. He's closing the distance down. Double jab. Right hand, left hook. Right hook to the body by Jake Paul. What a power punch. What a combo. The W.A.D.E, I swear, I think it's a better joke. But anyway, back to the matter of hand. Slip. Left hook upstairs by Jake. Good work by Anderson Silva. Jake slipping a couple of those shots, but couldn't defend against a lot of them. Got a minute and 5 seconds left on the clock. We've got what the flip? Anderson Silva with some unorthodox way of that shot really hurt Anderson Silva. 1-2, 1-2 by Anderson Silva. Something's up with double jab, left hook. Anderson Silva with the headlocks. Something's happened. Security are rushing to the crowd. Good right hand by Anderson Silva, by Jake Paul. 30 seconds on the clock remaining. Right hand, left hook by Anderson Silva. Left hook, right hand. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 by Anderson Silva. This is good work by Brazilian. Jake Paul, on the other hand, is doing fairly well. But how much rounds is he actually winning? Is he doing well for half a round and then the other well for the other half of the round? But he needs to do well for the majority of the round. End of that round. We are now in the last round of Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. This could be a knockout. Anything can happen. Who's winning this fight, guys? Let me know if you guys have winning this fight in the chat as well. If you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button. It's about to go down in this fight. Last round, as you can imagine, Jake Paul is about to probably do an absolute madness. An absolute madness.
Let's go! I'm ready!
Jake Paul's about to go for it. Hold on, let me just check one more thing. It's a very close round. Some people have, in their commentators, have Jake Paul winning this fight. If he is, great. I am not one to argue against it. Double jab. 1-2. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 by Jake Paul. Silva's going for it, bruv. 2 minutes 40 seconds on the clock. He realized, he has to go for it. Jake Paul's got to remain composed. 1-2, Jake Paul! And what a knockdown! What a knockdown! Jake Paul has knocked down Anderson Silva. What a knockdown by Jake Paul, the problem child, knocked down Anderson Silva. 8th round on the 8th round of 8, 2 minutes 14 left on the clock. Jake Paul has secured a win like this. That knockdown would be the world to secure a win, but Jake Paul is not satisfied. He wants a KO. Good right hand by Jake Paul. Double jab to the body. Left hook upstairs. Jab, ref hook. Jab. Right hand by Jake Paul. Anderson Silva obtained the clinch. Wow, we. A minute 38 on the clock. Right hand by Jake Paul. Double, a flurry of just whatever punches that you want to throw. I won't describe it as a hook because if your hooks were people, they'll be offended. Right hand by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jab by Jake Paul. Jake Paul can finish him off. Jab by Jake Paul. Left hook by Jake Paul. Right hand by Jake Paul. Right hand by Jake Paul. Left hook by Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva and Jake Paul are going hell for leather. A minute on the clock. This could be an absolute slugfest. Who can secure the win? If Anderson Silva he needs the knockout. Both of the men are tired. Both of the men are gone. But I swear, sometimes you've got to dig in deep. This is the championship round. This is boxing. 30 seconds on the clock. 35 seconds on the clock, I mean. Now it's 30 seconds on the clock in round number 8 of 8 between Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva being one of the greatest MMA fighters and UFC fighters of all time. And Jake Paul, very new to the scene, very green, 3 years of professional boxing or 2 or 4 years of professional boxing. And this could be a remarkable victory against a formidable opponent, albeit his age may tell otherwise. What a fight! What a performance by Jake Paul. Get some water, fam. Let me know who you guys have winning this fight. Well, we will have Jake Paul really, but maybe I thought it was Anderson Silva, but like that, towards the back end, but by like a round. But then Anderson Silva lost the last round and the knockdown included. It's over, man. It's over. If Anderson Silva wins this, I'm going to be extremely shocked. It's not going to be a robbery. I got told off for that the other day. Long story. Logan Paul in the ring, speaking the best words that he can. They do some spiritual salute in the corner ring. Anderson says, "I love you, buddy." The corner team know that they lost. But what a performance from Jake Paul. We're very close, guys, to what was it? 600. I'm knackered. Sorry, guys. Apologies. If you guys can smash that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out, or at the moment of time, that would be extremely helpful. I think we've got 7 likes. If we get to 10 likes, that would be absolutely amazing. Everybody here, if you can smash that like button, exercise those thumbs. We want to know the verdict for this fight. Both this fight and the Vasily Lomachenko fight went to point. It just goes to show that boxing, without even the knockout, can still be very entertaining. We saw a point win for Kate Taylor, a points win for Vasily Lomachenko, albeit it was a very tight affair, and a very, very good performance for Jake Paul against the their senior version of Anderson Silva, and for me, I think Anderson Silva could cause many people damage. But he's still old and he's still an MMA fighter. We want to see Jake Paul in with some professional boxers. And when I mean professional boxers, I am talking about, you know, somebody who's actually fought other boxers, other professional boxers. A name that springs to us, mind that we'll talk about afterwards is Tommy Fury. I see Rahman also wants to fight. We'll talk about that shortly afterwards. But in the meantime, we want to hear from the judges' scorecards. Did Jake Paul actually win? Every person here thinks that Jake Paul won. I thought Jake Paul won. Hopefully, the judges also believe the same. If Jake Paul lost on the judges' scorecard, I'm going to be extremely shocked, and it could kick off. But we're here. We got a unanimous decision. 77-74. 78-73. It wasn't that wide. Wow. What a win against what a performance from Jake Paul. We gotta hear who he wants to fight next. I want to hear names. I want to hear call outs. I want to hear all of it. All of it. That was a tough fight for Jake Paul. Even Jake Paul struggled. But there was a large portion of the fight where Jake Paul was on the barely throwing punches. I think personally, if he fights the way he is like that, could KSI beat him? We'll talk about it after this fight. We want to hear from Jake Paul. We want to hear who wants to get in the ring with next. We want to hear him assess his performance. He's a very, very unpredictable individual. Let's hear from Jake Paul. Come on, man. I can't lie. Maybe it's a UK fan, but the US ring women, there's levels to this. Ariel Hawani. He described how Anderson Silva is a tough guy and an inspiration to him when he was younger. And chase your dreams, kids. Absolutely. Damn right. They're going to look at the knockdown, but yeah, he's talking about inspiring the youth, bigging them up. Not bigging them up, sorry. And inspiring the youth and telling them, listen, you can follow your dreams. You met him at 13. It's an amazing story. It's an amazing story. Who did I meet at 13? I didn't actually meet any. Did I meet any celebrities at 13? I might have actually. I met. Do you know what? At the time, I didn't know this, but I met a footballer at the age of 13. But it wasn't a professional footballer at that time. He was. Here we go. We're talking about his haters, but we don't care about your haters. We want to hear who you gotta fight next, mate. That's the one. We want to hear names. Name names, bro. Like you're a snitch, bro. Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz. Good shot. He wants to fight Canelo. Why? I could beat Anderson Silva, so why can't I beat Canelo? Anytime, anyone, anytime, any place. Jake Paul's gonna start a. Sorry, Anderson, bruv. I do apologize. But yeah, Jake Paul is on a bad one. Pick up Jake Paul. Jake won by United decision. Yeah, he outlined it and dropped Silva also. Absolutely. I know it's hard to believe, but you know what? Jake Paul can't sleep on the kid. I thought he was gonna win, and I thought it would be easier than this, but Anderson Silva gave him a real run for his money. The next opponent has got to be a step up. Do you know what's the difference between a pro boxer and a MMA fighter as well? A pro boxer is used to throwing his hands a lot more. And I think that is yeah, I think look, what a performance from Jake Paul. Let's see what Anderson Silva's got to say. Nothing else crazy. And Anderson Silva says you got to respect the kid. I mean, how much? I mean, you got to give him as much respect as you possibly can. This kid, in Jake Paul, it has done so much for the sport of boxing, and he's looking. Do you know what? I think anything that comes good from YouTube boxing, look at Jake Paul. He's talking about fighting. Not fighting, but creating a union for fighters' pay and for fighters, healthcare, etc. Like professional boxers that have been pros for like 10, 15 years have done nothing like that. Nothing like that. So you've got to give him credit where credit's due. Women's boxing he's helping the growth of that as well. There's so much that this kid is doing. Can't be like a lot of people just hated on the kid for hating sake. He is a bit of a wind-up merchant, but he does do it deliberately. He's a professional troll. Professional is a key word. He goes and deliberately presses people's buttons for the sake of it. And sometimes you got to look back at it, look at the bigger picture, look what he's trying to do, and look what approach he's taking. You come to the realization that this kid is smarter than what we think he is, and he's definitely hardworking. Look at him, extremely hardworking, beating. You know what? If he didn't work as hard as he did, he would definitely have lost this fight 100%. This fight came down to just sheer minerals and a lot of hard work in the camp, and just determination to get your head literally mentally and physically sound. So I think Jake Paul, what a remarkable performance from him. KSI would get beat right also if he fights Jake at this stage. Disagree. KSI is the guy from LGBT. Yeah, respect me. LGBT. This guy is the guy. I grew up on this guy, and I am not in no way, shape, or form going to brainwash myself or fall into the trap of thinking that Jake Paul is going to wipe the floor with him. I can't, because it's going to be painful to watch if that is the case. But I do think that I think that KSI, if he works hard and he beats a couple of more people, I think he could do it. It'll be a tough ask, but I think he could do it. Because bearing in mind, I think KSI throws more punches. And based on the last couple of fights, he throws a hell of a lot of punches. And I think that if he throws as much punches as he did, and he uses his feet and moves out the range a lot, I think that he can beat Jake Paul stylistically. But he needs a little bit more seasoning in his boxing training. So that would be a good fight. Another person that would be a good fight for Jake is Tommy Fumbles Fury. Fury. This individual is a professional boxer and has no ambitions of becoming a world champion or anything significant in the sport of boxing, and wants to remain at that level and fight people who are at that level. So primarily people with big names, big profiles, or YouTubers. Okay, I think Jake Paul falls under that category. He's up there with the best of that, bunch of individuals. So I think it'll be a good fight for him. Him versus Tommy Fumbles, Fury, and would be a top-notch fight. And I have Jake Paul winning that one specifically. I don't think he's anything special. I don't think he's fought in a while, actually. When was the last time he actually fought? Must not fought anytime soon. TNT, that's his name. His name's TNT, but half of the... Anyway, we're not going to cuss him. Last time he fought was actually in April, 23rd of April. Why 23rd of April? He fought on the Tyson Fury versus Dillian White undercard. Makes sense. Jordan Diaz just got beat by Zepeda. I didn't know. I was literally watching Lomachenko and Jake Paul fight tonight, and unfortunately missed the Jojo Diaz fight. I think in any other given night, probably would have watched that one. It was a bit of a stacked US card. Wow. I'm gonna have to watch that fight back again, Passer, on that one. But thanks for enlightening me and letting me know. Wow, I did not know that. Wow, it's like that, yeah. Wow, it's bad. It's bad. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm not really. I mean, if you're a huge MMA fan, do you want to see it? Because I don't know. I prefer fighting Tommy or fighting Hasim Rahman Jr. or fighting actual boxers. No more of these MMA fighters, man. I don't know whether he's got vendetta against my man. What's his name? Dana White, but like, bruv, like, he can push on, man. Wow, why are you gonna stay at this level? Push on, man. Even though you know what? Actually, you know what? Maybe he needs to have a bit more learning fights, because this was a tough fight tonight. To be fair, the W.A.D.E debut was a very, very tough fight. Let's see what the streets are saying before we head out. Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. I didn't even explore that. I completely forgot. Lomachenko, Devin Haney. If it happens, it has to happen at 140. I do not want to see the undisputed king in Devin Haney get in weight drained at 135. No way. No more. No more. 140 or nowhere else. 140 or that's it. Literally. I do not want to see it anymore. I do not want to see, I do not, bruv, that was painful, bruv. He was moving like what's it called? He was moving like an absolute zombie. Have I still got the pictures up? Hold on, let me just check. Let me just check. I don't think I got it, but bruv, you not saw it, man. It was shocking, man. It was absolutely shocking. Like the way Jake Paul was looking. And ultimately, yeah, we can't have it like that. Zepeda won a split decision. Didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know, Pastor. Definitely, we're gonna watch that one. We're gonna see how that played out. Does Loma beat Haiti based on that performance? It's difficult to base it on that performance because he's been out for a year, and the reason he's been out for a year is because partly down to the well, not partly, it is primarily down to the conflict that's happening in Ukraine. So this is the worst version that you may see of him in the next couple of fights. So based on this performance and what I think he could perform, what I think he could do I think he beats Devin at 140? I think Devin wins. At 135, Lomachenko wins. At 137.5, just going by the middle. But it's tough. It's tough. I think Lomachenko wins that one. I think if 137.5, Lomachenko wins that one. But if it's 140 on the dot or 141 or one, like I think Devin has got a phenomenal chop because I think Lomachenko will be a little bit on the slower end because of the added weight, and Devin will be a lot more quicker because he'll be a lot more healthier. He's got more spite in his punches. I think personally, depending on the weight class, I'm gonna overall let's say Lomachenko. But if it's at a higher weight class, then I'm gonna slightly lean towards Devin in that circumstance. Hopefully that answered your question. In the for that fight in particular, do you know what? Do we what like for Devin? I don't really want to see that fight as well, unless it's at 140. Then again, like how can you defend your 135 belt for the undisputed fight at 140? Like I think Devin, if you got to make a key, I think Devin at this point you just got to vacate. And I know some people will be against that. Boo-hoo. Like, if you're against it, you're against it. Like, that's life. But that's, for me, you've got to effectively, hold on. Yeah, for me, what do we call it? Hold on, let me just, get some apologies. Okay. Apologies, I've just sourcing something. For the outro, copy. And because this is an upcoming one that we're doing. But yeah, I think it's very much dependent on the weight class for that one. But for Devin, what does he do? Does he go up a weight class? I think he has to go up a weight class. I don't think he's got much of a choice. His body can't hack 135. So what's the point of fighting there? For money? You know what? Sometimes, and I know, a lot of people say, money pays the bills, but fam, health is wealth, man. Health is wealth. And yes, money pays for the bills, but at the same time, we need David Haye, his faculties intact. We don't need a David Haye who's like slurring his words at the late 80s, a young man. Being weight trained maximum one fight, and that type of push, man, that is a stretch in itself. So ultimately, I think Devin, he needs to go off in the weight class. If he fights about that weight class, good. If not, then well. Are you hold on? Are you doing a watch along for Bivol versus Zerdo next week? Good question. Also, are you doing White versus Franken on that one? Actually, White versus Franken, absolutely on Jose Ramirez versus Zerdo, 100% as well. Jose Ramirez. I was sourcing this picture actually. Jose Ramirez versus Zerdo. We will be doing a watch along next week at Off the Cameras Boxing YouTube channel. It will take place. If it's a UK fight, no, it's in Abu Dhabi. We'll relay a lot of the timings, but it will happen next Saturday. Off the Cameras Boxing YouTube channel. And for the following week, we'll be doing a watch along for the Dillian White contest. Dillian White's return after his loss against Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, aka the Gypsy Fraud. And yeah, it should be a packed couple of weeks. We've got not the greatest boxing matchups, but palatable ones to keep us hungry, not hungry, but to keep us full for the time being. These are basically like you're just giving us a bunch of starters. Like, I'll take a couple of wings. I'll have a couple of samosas, but I want like I need steak from. At some point, I kind of need the steak. That's where we are in the boxing world. But until next time, we've done 2 watch-alongs in 2 days. White versus Franklin prediction, last minute. Hold on, let me drink some water. White versus Franklin. White should win, surely. Did White win? Parker versus Ryder. Parker for that one. Parker for that one, and Dillian White for that one. But great questions. Thank you for the love and support. Pastors we've been showing for the last for how really long you've watched the watch-alongs as well. Really appreciate the love and support, and all of you else who the views as well. Appreciate you all. We had 2 watch-alongs. It's been a fun experience. It's been an absolute fun experience. We'll be back next week for the Zerdo versus Ramirez fight here off the Cameras Boxing YouTube channel, and we might do a couple of light little touch videos throughout the week just to keep you appetized. Hopefully we get some fight news with AJ. Hopefully we get some updates with Conor Ben. Hopefully we get some updates with what's happening with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen next week, but be sure you're going to see my face a couple more times. So until next time, peace, love, and prosperity, and I'm seeing you in the next video. Peace.